Monza, set in a leafy park on the outskirts of Milan, has been the home of the Italian Grand Prix since 1950, apart from the 1980 season. It once featured steep banking, and even in its current guise, the 5.793-kilometre track is the fastest circuit on the F1 calendar, with an average lap speed of over 240 kilometres an hour and 80% full throttle. The start straight is very wide and over a kilometre long. The cars hit 345 kilometres an hour before braking for the first chicane, which is taken at just 80 kilometres an hour, with drivers using plenty of curves. This is one of the hardest braking zones on the F1 calendar, at 5.8 G of deceleration and a prime overtaking place. Then the cars head through the flat-out right-hander at Curva Biasino, named after a village nearby. It's also sometimes called the Curva Grande. At 300 kilometres an hour, they reach 330 before braking for the second chicane. This is very much faster than the first chicane at 110 kilometres an hour. The next two corners are known as the Lesmo Bends after a small community near the racetrack. The cars arrive at 265 kilometres an hour and dab the brakes for less than a second to turn into Lesmo 1 at 165, slowing to 155 for the second, more challenging corner. Cars often run wide into the gravel on the exit. Then it's through the subtle Curva della Seraglio, named after the nearby hunting lodge of the king, and it's flat out again, up to 330 kilometres an hour along the straight under the bridge to the Variante Ascari, named after Italy's last Formula One world champion, Alberto Ascari, from the 1950s. Ascari is taken at 140 kilometres an hour for the left-hander, then 180 for the right-hander, before 200 kilometres an hour for the final second left-hander. The line here is all important as it dictates speed down the back straight. Then it's flat out again for almost a kilometre towards Parabolica. Hitting 335 kilometres an hour, the drivers hit the brakes hard, but for just a second. Still, it's a 5G deceleration, and then they commit the cars to the famous right-hander at 165 kilometres an hour. The Parabolica, an iconic name for an iconic corner. Then it's onto the pit straight again to begin another lap. That's 90 flat-out seconds of the fastest track in F1.
Welcome everyone to the Synergy F1 League, and we're live, and it's the last race of the season. Surprisingly, we've made it through 10 races. As you can see, 17 people on the grid. I'm sure there are one or two more people to join. I do believe Abdullah is a bit late, but let's get it going nonetheless here. Welcome. We're in the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Such a spectacular track. This is the cars averaging around 240 kilometers per hour. It is a quick one. Let's put it that way, and it's spectacularly good for racing here. As we can see, the first few cars already coming out. Let me just bump up my volume here so you guys can hear me superbly, shall we say. But put up these lap data so we can see who is the fastest out there. As we see a couple of cars already going out on track, such as Mandich, Bailey, and yeah, Mandich surprisingly going on the mediums there, probably just feeling his way around the track so far. It's going to be a very exciting race here. Let's just see how it goes. Also, Anthony Barbara coming out of the pits at the moment. Let us know on chat who is your favorite, so to speak. Let me just bring up this chat over here just so I can see. It's going to be a spectacular race, as we can see Mandich going around Lesmo over there. It does give me goosebumps nonetheless. I must say it is a very tricky track to get right in terms of speed. You want to hit every single corner as fast as you can, trying to get as much time out of your lap there. We'll go on board with Bailey at the moment, who is currently going to start his flying lap at the moment there. I see Quinton sent me a message there. I think he chose the wrong car there, but it's all right. We'll let it be there. As we go on board with Bailey here, starting his flying lap, coming down the start finish straight. And he's flying now. Up to the 100-meter bar there. Down into second gear through these apexes here. Starting his... Man, these messages here are... thingy is annoying me at the moment, but it's alright. Quentin, just... Alright, well, let's get back into it right now. So, Bailey flying, starting into the Lesmo area here, down into fifth gear here, trying to take as much of the curve as possible there. Down into fifth again, trying not to invalidate his lap, keeping it nice and clean there, flying down this other back straight at the moment. Excessive speeds up to at least 320 kilometers an hour there. You can see on his dashboard 340 here. The car's maxing out the limits for qualifying. Very cleanly done through the Scary chicanes there. Such a beautiful circuit this is, you know. Oh, touching the grass just a little bit there. Will that hinder his time coming up to the parabolica over here? Oh, touching the curve, trying to get as much on the inside as he can, just to limit the track as much as he can. And he goes through with a 119.930 there as we go on board with Mandich, who's going to be the next car to cross the line. It does a 121.790, followed by Mohammed Faizan in third with a 122.337. So the qualifying has kicked off at the moment. So looks like spectacular racing to come as we see Philippe with the fastest lap at the moment with a 119.452. He is one of the leading drivers at the moment, currently sitting in second, I do believe, with 2 points. I will bring up the point system as we go into the break there, as they do the formation lap. But so far, as it stands, first is Philippe, currently sitting in first with a 119.452. Bailey in second. Let's go on board with Jordan Tolmay, who starts his flying lap in the McLaren now. Most of the guys still in the pits, probably finding out who sets what time at the moment. Coming around Curve Grande right now is Jordan Tolmay, replacing one of the drivers in the McLaren. I think it's Josh Knott, who couldn't make it. Nicely done through the chicanes. Just, oh, as he loses it just a little bit there. I think he got too early on the power there. So his lap will... Obviously, he's going to switch off his ERS now and save it for the next lap. Hopefully he has enough fuel to get around at the moment. You see Ockert's out on a out lap, and so is Kevin and the AlphaTauri right now. Kevin impressing us in the F2 division as well, stepping in for Bat Harris, who could not make it today, unfortunately, but he's in safe hands of Kevin Schotter, who is racing in ASRL and a couple of other leagues as well. Quite an experienced driver, so he is one to look out as well. As we see Pierre Grieve goes fourth fastest in the Renault with a 120.482, so very impressive time from him there. We see V also out on an out lap at the moment. Quite a few drivers out on their out lap, so let's go on board with V here, who's still yet to set a time. There goes V around the first few chicanes there. Very neatly done. A little skid from the car there. Trying to get on the power as early as possible. Going through Curve Grande at the moment. Flying at about 320 kilometers per hour there. Like I said, these cars are maxed out in qualifying, and they're doing a fantastic job so far as the times are tumbling down. Philippe still leading the leaderboard with a 119.452. Obviously, track evolution still needs to kick in. Coming up to Lesmo here for V at the moment, flying in the Alfa Romeo. Such a beautiful car this is. Activating his DRS here in the second DRS zone. Flying down here. Cars is reaching up to 340 kilometers an hour, as you can see on his dashboard there. Before slamming on the brakes, down into fifth gear for this Scary chicane here. Trying not to clip the apexes too much, as it could offset the car just enough there, but he manages to hold it quite well. This looks like a stonking time from him as Jordan sets the fastest lap for 118.849. That's at least 6/10 faster than the next car, which is Philippe, but V seems like he's on a scorch of a lap, trying to set a good time as V goes third fastest with a 1:19.823. Both of the Alfa Romeos up in at the top there as he cuts the chicane there, trying to get back to the pits. A lot of these guys cutting chicanes at the moment. See, Joe goes fifth fastest with a 1:20.241. So these times are going down at the moment. We see another guy put in another lap at the moment. These times are tumbling down, folks. I'm just trying to catch up in my head here as we go on board with Bernard Renner. Obviously, the Renner brothers back in the Red Bull cars fighting for that Constructors' Championship at the moment. Anthony going third fastest with a 1:19.544. So it looks like it's hotting up for the race for the Constructors' Championship as we at the last race of the season as Bernard goes fourth fastest with a 1:19.596. Spectacular time there. Still a few people to set a time as we go on board with Peter Marr now. He goes into the pits there, obviously invalidating his time. Gideon Rayner with the 1:19.055, but 1.5 tenths slower than Jordan Tolmay at the moment, so anything can go in today's race. It seems like the times are tumbling down. Track evolution is playing a big part at the moment. Still 9 minutes left of the session. Very exciting stuff from the drivers. I'm just checking something there. Dory, Quinton, if you are watching the stream, I will make sure your points go towards Ferrari as I see you were in the Mercedes car, but not to worry. Today is the last race. We're taking it easy. We want the drivers to enjoy themselves as much as possible. 90 drivers on the grid at the moment. Anything can go in the constructors. And, oh, there's no in-game sound. Is there not? Doesn't seem like it. That is why. See now. And there we go. In-game sound done. Alexander Kim going third fastest with a 1:19.312. Spectacular racing from him right there. Sitting in for the reserve for Alfred J at the moment, who has work to do, so he could not make it today, unfortunately. Still a few drivers out on track. We still have yet to set a time. I'm not sure if Alexander Kim is going for another stonking lap at the moment, because he is trying to catch. Oh no, his ERS is off, so clearly not. Quite a few drivers out on a outlap at the moment, such as Peter Marr, but I don't know why they are racing at the moment between. Could be the cause of Jordan Tolman trying to give him a slipstream. They do work well together, or that could be Anthony Barber as well. One of the two right there. See the likes of the Renault at the back there warming up their tires as much as possible. See Peter Marr now starts his flying lap in the Mercedes there. Flying down the start-finish straight at the speeds of at least 340 kilometers per hour in these new era Formula 1 cars, cutting the chicane superbly there, trying to get on the power as much as he can with his backstepping out there. We see the light of Pierre Gris following him behind, trying to catch his slipstream, or hopefully not getting his dirty air. But coming up to Kirby Grundy's, we see a wing coming out on the track there. Someone probably losing it just a little bit there. Beautifully done into that section there, just getting the oh, and he almost loses it out there. Almost loses it out there as we go on board with Pierre Gris flying in the Renault at the moment, doing superbly in the overtake league as well. Nicely through those Lesmo chicanes there, trying to get as much speed as possible, hopefully not getting blocked there. Williams moving out just enough there. Coming up to the Ascari chicanes there, that beautiful sight of the Renault though, nicely done through there. Seems like he switched off his ERS there to try and get as much ERS as possible. Flying down the back straight at the moment right now. Coming up to the... I forgot what the chicane is called here, but we'll keep going here. flying up to the start for the straight, and that's 6th place for Pierre Grief as the times keep tumbling down at the moment, folks. 5 minutes left of the session, and it seems like it is hotting up at the moment. Kevin flying through the back straight at the moment, trying to set his first lap. Seems like he's doing quite nice and cleanly through that corner there. Flying up to the start finish straight, he sets a time of a 1:19.344. These guys are absolutely flying today. Go on board with Alkert Van Renberg now in 18th yet to set a time. He just got himself a new G29 Logitech wheel, looking to impress on that wheel. As you can see, he's flying through the Lesmo section at the moment, trying to get as much speed there, cutting the chicane as much as he can there. Flying down there, activating his DRS at the moment. There's a bit of traffic in his way. Can he get out of there as soon as possible? It does quite well. He does usually do well in the Monza circuit here. Oh, as he cuts the chicane there, invalidating his lap at the moment. Seems like Gideon is on a flying lap at the moment, flying down the back straight there. Cars reaching up to 320 kilometers per hour over here. They do not have the DRS during this straight, coming up to this long right-handed turn here, trying to cut off as much as they can. What time will that set for Gideon? And that's a 1:18.881. Spectacular time there from Gideon, putting him about 0.04 of a second behind Jordan. They had to do quick maths over there for him. Let's go on board.
Yes, Scotty.
Bailey.
Sorry to disturb you. I've come to commentate while I've been honored, man.
As we have a special guest in the commentary, Bailey. Welcome. So tell us what happened to you there.
I went out of Scary, mate, and the wall was my friend, mate.
Spectacular as we're on board with Quentin at the moment, flying down. Oh no, his ERS is off at the moment. Everything is happening here on the track. It's hard to know what is happening.
I've also noticed Quentin's in the Merc. I talked to him and he said I'll just transfer the points over to Ferrari.
Gonna just tell Crash.
Yeah.
Oh wait, shit, I'm lost. Never mind, I'm letting it be anyways, because seems like Mandich is coming into the pits at the moment right now. Seems like a lot of people are still out on the lap. We're on board now with Jordan Tolme, who seems to be starting his fastest lap. What is your predictions for today, Bailey? Are you looking to get any points for the team?
Not with the spin I just had, no. But I reckon Gideon can take Jordan.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe he invalidates. Maybe Philippe as well. I reckon Philippe's got a good chance of this.
Yeah, it's quite close in the championship, so to speak, at the moment. So there's still a few people who still need to set their lap as we go on board with Abdel at the moment, but his ERS is off. Seems like he's just going to get there in time to start his fastest lap at the moment. So far, the standings are Jordan Tolme, Gideon Reyna, Philippe Moulin, Anthony Barbara down in 6th place. He's fighting for the championship as well. He needs to do a better lap than that to get on top there.
Yeah, he definitely does. Kim's done a really good lap there as well.
Yeah, he's up into 4th place. He's one of the drivers that have impressed me so much lately. He's just improved track after track and just keeps getting better and better. So a lot could happen with him in this race. He could be one of the he could upset the leaders in the leaderboard, you know?
Yeah, definitely could upset him.
See, Rabbi Melko has jumped into the Ferrari at the moment. He just changed the standings later on.
Yep.
As we see a car off the track there as Abdullah is starting his flying lap, so to speak. 20 drivers on the grid for today. Spectacular. It's actually wonderful to see all the drivers participating today. It's a nice spectacle, especially for the last race of the season here in the beautiful Monza track.
I mean, yeah, you had obviously you had a full 20 drivers for the first race, and now we have a full 20 drivers for the last race.
Yeah, just a bit of confusion with the cars there, but I do believe the lobby did bug out, but we'll make amends afterwards as we see Abdullah has invalidated his lap there, unfortunately. We'll go on board with Philippe at the moment, sitting in third place in the Haas car at the moment, flying around Curve Grande there, coming up to these beautiful chicanes over here, cutting it spectacularly over there. Cleanly done there, not using all the track there. Will that hinder his time? Coming up to the Lesbo section, which gives me utter goosebumps every time I go around in these F1 cars. It's a beautiful sight to see. Let's go on board with him, activating his DRS here.
If his wheel's right, he's 5/10 up.
That is correct, actually, there. He's about 1.5 tenths up on his time over there, so he's flying through these corners. They're beautifully done through the Scary chicane over here. Coming up to Parabolica, that's the name of the turn there, now that I remember. Brilliantly done there, up into 6th gear, trying to limit that wheel spin, trying to cut as much as the corner as he can, coming up to that line. What time will that be for Philippe? That puts him back up into 3rd place with a 1:18.917, up there with the leaders. Oh, you see a couple of people, Pierre Grief crossing the line, up into 4th place with a 1:19.224. Gideon Rayner still to set his fastest lap now, flying around the Ascari chicanes. They're up into this back straight at the moment. Let's go on board with him at the moment. We can't really see if he's up on his delta right now through his thing there. Up into Parabolica here, beautifully done. Oh, he loses it out there just a little bit. He spins it into the wall there. Unfortunately for him there, that will end his session at the moment.
It's like, it seems like his brother's on a lap as well. He's going to Ascari now.
His brother Bernard sitting in 10th place at the moment. Obviously Red Bull in contention for the Constructors Championship at the moment. Let's go on board with him as they see yellow flags in front. That's probably from his brother Gideon, taking that Parabolica quite wide there. Trying to cut as much as he can there, trying to catch the slipstream there. What will that be for Bernard? Does it bump him up the order? No, it does not. He stays 10th fastest at the moment. Seems like that is qualifying done, as most of the drivers go into the pits now.
Yeah, I won't wait. Thank you for having me. I'm going to go and try not to spin.
Yeah, enjoy your race, Bailey, and we'll be supporting you from the commentary box, and I'm sure there is people out there as well.
Of course.
We are just waiting for the rest of the drivers now to get into the pit. So to speak, Jordan told me in first, Gideon in second, Philippe in third. Will Jordan be the deciding factor in this championship? He's a wild card just coming into this race, blitzing Gideon. As you can see, the top three all close together. So it's going to be a very spectacular race coming from them as we go down the order from Jordan Tolmay, Gideon Rayner, Philippe Moulin in third, Pierre Grief in fourth, Kevin in fifth. Fantastic for him stepping into the AlphaTauri. Alexander Kim in sixth, Auntie Barbara in seventh, Quinton in eighth, Joe in ninth, Bernard Rayner in 10th, 11th is V, Bailey in 12th, 13th is Peter Ma, 14th Ocker van Rensburg, 15th Mohammed Faizan, and a few people have not set times. It's Jordi van der Sea in the Ferrari, not doing too well there for his team, so to speak. Quinton is driving the Ferrari, just obviously didn't pick his car right there, so he's driving the Mercedes, but we will amend after. We did allow some of the reserves to just jump in, just so we get a full grid for the final race there. So waiting for the rest of the guys to ready up there. Let us show the driver standings at the moment. As we go into the driver's standing, you can see there on the screen, Gideon Rayner is leading the championship with 135 points, followed by Philippe Moulin, who's 3 points behind. Anthony Barber could also mathematically take this if Gideon and Philip have a bad race there, but Jordan Tolmay right at the top there, sitting in 6th place. has upset the leaders by taking pole position spectacularly as well. As we go into the constructors standings there, we have Red Bull sitting at the top with 188 points, Ferrari behind with 171 points, McLaren with 166 points, and Haas with 156 points. Anything can go today in this race. That's why it makes it so spectacular. And as we can see now, the drivers are out on their formation laps. So let's join them at the moment. Gideon leading the pack, which is a bit weird there. Seems like Jordan Tolmay got the bug there as he joined the session late there. Unfortunately for him. Well, that's your tire predictions over there. It should be an easy soft to medium strat for the boys. We'll put the gap to intervals there for you guys so we can see as Jordan is flying down the straights there. Bailey got disqualified from the session there. That's definitely gonna hurt his getaway at the start there. Waiting for the drivers to line up at the moment. Let us know what your predictions are on chat at the moment. To wait for Gideon to join up there, as we can see quite a few people have been disqualified from the session there. Quite weird to see though, but let us get into the session here. As we wait for the 5 lights to get ready, we will go on board with the leading pack, Philippe and Gideon over here. Pierre Grief into 3rd place now after having a spectacular qualifying. Unfortunately, the game does bug out. We'll talk about that later as we have a few lights going out now, and we have a little bit of latency at the moment as the yellow flag in sector 1 for some reason. As we get away now, it seems like there is a little mishap at the back. There's Pierre Grief. That's so weird there. As we get away at the moment now, Alexander Kim getting away quite nice. Philippe in 2nd place there. Let me check the commentary of it. I don't know what happened there at the start there. A little bit of latency has ruined the race there. But we're on board with Gideon at the moment. Flying away in 1st place with Philippe in 2nd. Alexander Kim in 3rd. Kevin up into 4th after that brilliant start. Anthony gets away spectacularly there. Anything to go as we're on board with the leaders at the moment. Flying away at the start there. Peter Moore jumping up into 7th, overtaking B, who made a great start up into 10 to 8th. Now Alcap and Rensburg at 9th. People flying away at the start now. Philippe trying to chase down Gideon, but Gideon getting away quite quickly now. So Gideon is fighting for the leader there. Pierre Grief has been disqualified from the session there, unfortunately, for reversing on the grid, which was a weird one here. But we're on board with Philippe now as Gideon flies around the parabolic over there. No, yes, as Gideon sets the fastest time, of course, because he was the leading pack over there now. Coming around that nice chicane, driving superbly done there, leading by 2.3 seconds, but there is the fight here for 3rd place as Alexander Kim is in 3rd place, hunting down the likes of Philippe at the moment. There is tussles at the back right now between Rabbi, Quinton, Jordy, and Bailey, all fighting for positions there. As we're on board here with the beautiful camera, Philippe trying to hunt down the leader of Gideon over there, but he still has time to make up. As we go down the order just a little bit, we see everyone getting away quite spectacularly. Someone's in the pits now. Gratchich up into 19th there. So we see there's still a fight at the top there as we go on board with Gideon. Obviously the slipstream gonna be working very hard here for the cars, so you're gonna have to pull a gap of at least 1 second to kind of break that. But also, looks like Anthony is just at the back there, so this could happen to anyone here, as the top 2 to 5 here are quite closely packed together, and it looks like Kevin is going on the attack of the Williams of Alexander Kim here. He goes alongside him right now, trying to get alongside, using up all his ERS, trying to get into the quarter here. Does he make the move stick? Late braking from the both of them. Did they give enough space for each other? Very beautifully done over there. And Kevin gets a place done into the podium position there. It seems like there's a fight down into 10th place here, coming down into the back straight. A little argy-bargy. There's the 2 Ferraris are getting collected there. Seems like it's all happening here in the Synergy F1 League, guys. Anything can happen at the moment now as we go on board with... Seems like these guys are just hustling it out here. It's still early days in the race. We see quite a few guys going into the pits already, probably having broken wings, so to speak, right now. Close racing from everyone so far as we're going both with the top 3 over here, at least almost getting a second gap here. So Kevin is hunting down the likes of Philippe now, who's 3 seconds behind the leader, though. That's gonna hurt his title chances there, and he's gonna have to defend from Kevin now. He's looking quite rapid. There's the likes of Jordi van der Sea up into 7th place now. A lot of action still at the back here as we go on board with Bailey fighting other drivers now. It's so closely contested here in the Monza circuit as we speak right now. Bailey down into 17th place. I wonder what happened here, but Bailey in the leading Alfa Romeo is up into 9th place. He's in the points place. Quinton, who's driving in the Mercedes, is actually for the Ferrari team. We're just gonna have to investigate that after the race though, but we're on board with them at the moment. Seems like the race has spread out just a little bit right now. Also one of the championship contenders, it looks like it's a VSC out on track. Who might have that been though? Gives a little bit of the chance for the drivers at the moment to catch their breath as they slowly have to abide by a delta at the moment. We go on board with the leading driver, Gideon Rayner, who's about 3.7 seconds ahead in the race right now. So this is going to be an interesting one as the virtual safety car will end soon though. Philippe following in second though, almost breaking that 1 second gap though. Needs to get out of that slipstream there just so he can get a good gap as the virtual safety car has ended. So we're back up into racing speed though. We see a little bit of a tussle down there in 8th places. Jordi van der Zee is losing places to the likes of the Alfa Romeo and Remy Malco sitting in the Ferrari there, who should have been in the Mercedes, but just making sure here while still racing and quite lively as we see Joe fighting for 10th place at the moment, going up into 11th place right now. Being spectacularly done. It's exciting racing here in Monza, guys. I cannot stop talking about it. As you can see, Abdella getting alongside Joe now, getting the slipstream of him, giving him enough space there just so they don't collide. Now turning back into there, getting the corner done, making the move stick up into 11th place for Abdella. Abdella making his presence known there as we see the lights of Quinton Jens from Remsburg moving out a few positions there. But the fight at 3rd place is heating up though, because Kevin is about 4/10 behind Philippe at the moment, who does not have DRS though. Ooh, but Kevin almost loses it in that corner there. He almost loses it. This invites Alexander Kim up his inside, getting the 3rd place now, so they're going to lose time out to Felipe for 2nd place, but it seems like it's very intense up into the battle. Amanda gets a 3-second warning for corner cutting there. Obviously getting 3 warnings, that gives you a penalty there, but the fight for 2nd place is heating up, guys. These guys are not holding back, and it's spectacular racing so far from the guys there. Abdella gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, as Anthony goes wide there, but he manages to hold it right there. Oh, he gets back on the track there, but that's going to definitely hurt him there. Obviously, the dirty air affecting his slipstream there, so he's going to have to make up as we see Alexander Kim making a move on Philippe there getting into second place, but it's very close by. I mean, he gets the move done. Alexander Kim up into second place now, but this invites the likes of Kevin back into the action. They're going around the Curve Grande now, side by side, but Philippe makes it still stick, using up all his ERS, trying to get back at Kim, but now this just plays into the likes of Philippe now, as he will get DRS. Very exciting stuff here from the guys at the moment. Coming around Lesmo now, Lesmo 1 has been called, and then up to Lesmo 2, it looks like the Haas of Philippe will get the DRS on Alexander Kim. It all depends on his traction there. If he gets enough traction out of that corner, these guys still have to make their mandatory pit stop onto either the mediums or the hards there, but they are absolutely flying down this corner over here. As Kim moves over to the left, they're trying to break the slipstream as much as possible up into this beautiful camera. As we can see, Philippe is trying to get the move done into the parabolic over here and gets it done quite nicely, but this isn't going to play into his hands at the moment as he's flying down the pit straight now. Alex will have the DRS on him though, and you can see he's catching up to him quite spectacularly there. Will he get the move done? Will he get the move done? Goes around the outside of him to try and get the inside. Beautifully done from Alexander Kim. That promotes him up into second place then. Beautifully driving from these guys here. As we can see down the order here, Jordi and Bailey are now fighting at the moment down in 10th place. There is a battle between Quinton and Abdella as Abdella defends quite well going into that chicane there, so he has it all to do now. He is on the hardest set of compounds. It seems like the soft tires are falling off at the moment, but it seems like Quinton is falling back down the order just a little bit there. Bernard Rayner is sitting in 13th position at the moment, unfortunately, trying to catch up to Ockert van Rensburg in 12th now. He does have DRS on him, but Gideon sitting comfortably in first place at the moment right now, with a 6-second lead above everyone else right now. Going down the order in third place right now. There's a battle for those last few podium positions right now. Second, third, it's just exciting stuff from these drivers here. All very respectful from each other there, but it seems like Alexander Kim will be overtaken here again. These guys just keep going back and forth the whole time. It's just impressive driving from both of them at the moment, as we see Philippe do the switchbacks of dream there, trying to get the outside there for the... But it seems like Alexander Kim defends quite well there, but this... Oh! As we see Philippe just crashes into the AlphaTauri of Kevin there. It seems like they both have the end plates there, but it seems like Kevin gets the move stuck now, and he's up into third place now. Past Philippe there, the title chances of Philippe are slowly vanishing as he goes down the order. Alexander Kim with a crucial 1 second gap between the drivers behind him. He will inevitably break that DRS zone now, so all he has to do is just stay away from that 1 second gap here, and he should be able to defend his position, but the numbers keep dropping. These guys are just fighting tit for tat here. It's just impressive though, as we go back down the order here between the fight from Mandich and Jordi. It seems like the gap is slowly closing between the two of them, with the likes of Bailey, who is disconnected unfortunately for him. That gives a few positions there, as we see Jordi has gone a little bit wide there just to try and avoid Mandich flying past them down the back straight here. Does he get the move done? But crucially, he's going to give Mandich the DRS going into the next turn right now. Very amazing stuff there. We see the likes of Grachicic Ghost just flying past the other drivers here, but Jordi Van Zee fighting his way all the way up into 5th place now, as we see a couple of the drivers going to the pits, such as Jordan Tolmay and Quinton Jans van Rensburg right now. Very exciting stuff here from the driver, but the fight between... Oh no! Oh no, Alexander Kim has pitted. I thought he had a major crash there. But if we go into the battle between Kevin and Philippe at the moment, it seems like it was the battle of the Titans at the moment. Spectacular racing from the two of them at the moment. Still 8 tenths between the both of them, but Gideon, crucially, up into first place, has a crucial 8-second gap between the guys. Having a very casual Sunday drive, shall we call it. As we go up into 10th place at the moment, Bernard Rayner, his brother, has to defend for those last points position there. Jordan told me in the other McLaren still has a few positions to make up for his McLaren teammate there. As we see, there's a yellow flag of Mandich down by the Ascari chicanes there, unfortunately, probably clipping one of the curves there, and his car has spun out. But crucially now, Abdella is up into 7th place for the Haas team, which will give them good points for the constructors standings at the moment, flying around the Ascari chicane there. Very beautifully done. His pit window has opened for the soft. Bailey up into 3rd place now. Still needs to pit for a new set of softs, so he will be rapid towards the end of the race there. It's cooling down at the moment. It seems like Philippe's has made his mandatory pit stop, if I do believe. That invites his teammate right behind him at the moment. Actually, he's behind his teammate, which is about 1.8 seconds. So the Haas team doing quite superb here for the points here. They are fighting for that driver's constructorship over here, but they have it all to do still. They still need to make up position. Hopefully, Philippe gets the undercut to most of the guys here. Jordi Benzis surprisingly up into 2nd place here, giving the drive of his life at the moment, trying to get as much points for Ferrari, who are in contention for the driver's construction. Flying around the parabolica there, very superbly done. He still needs to make his mandatory pit stop there, but Gideon Rayner very crucially up into 3rd place there, with Bailey behind him getting DRS. Does he do the overtake there? No, he thinks twice about it though. 11 laps done from this Monza circuit here out of 27. Spectacular racing from these guys so far. As we see the ghosted car of Kovacic there just ghosting through. He is being lapped at the moment. Unfortunately, V down in 17th right now. Well, we phase down with a 3-second time penalty there for the second AlphaTauri. Or the Gideon at the moment, who is essentially leading the pack right now, unless there's a safety car that comes out. But it seems like a lot of these guys are... As we see the likes of Jordi Van de Zee struggling there, which promotes Gideon up into 2nd place there. So this will be crucial for Gideon's title chances there as we go on board with Kevin at the moment, who still needs to make his mandatory pit stop though. It seems like he's trying to get the best out of the mediums towards the end of the race there. Will he go for another lap, or will he go into the pits at the moment? Seems like he does dive into the pits at the moment though. Beautifully done there. So this will crucially invite Gideon into 2nd place now, but he's got the likes of Bailey behind him, who still needs to make a pit stop into the sauce, but it seems like he's in for some good points at the moment. So see a few guys there out on chat. Steam ahead, paint train. Oh wow. Gideon with an easy win there from Daddy. It seems like it at the moment. He is flying there in 1st place at the moment. He's already made his pit stop, so at least the next guy behind him would be Philippe, who is crucially fighting with Kevin again. These guys just keep going toe to toe. I know them very well from the other leagues, and they're always fighting for the lead, as so to speak here right now, fighting for that that 2nd place podium finish there. So they'll go toe to toe at the moment. Seems like crucially the battle for 6th place is also happening between the other Haskar Della versus Anthony, who isn't in for a chance for the constructors, the drivers championship there. So he needs to get past Abdella as soon as possible. But will Abdella hold the likes of Anthony for his teammate there, who's fighting for the lead there? He's actually 3 points behind in the championship, as we see Dandy there on the chat also saying that, hey, that fight is making Gideon run away. It's true there, Dandy. They need to But everyone needs to get them to the podium. It's what the drivers do, and it's what the drivers will always do. As we see the fight here hotting up between Anthony and Abdella for that crucial 6th place. There's Philippe gets overtaken by Kevin over there, superbly down the main straight, and Abdella is defending for his life here against Anthony there, where Anthony had to take the abrasive inside line there, but he gets crucially into his slipstream again, going around the outside of Curve Grande at the moment. Spectacularly done from Anthony, going all the way around the outside, making that move stick before the next chicane there. Very neatly done there for Anthony. That promotes him up into 6th place. As we see, there's a fight here between Bernard, Jordan, and Quentin at the moment, though. Seems like these guys are going toe-to-toe at the moment. Stay on board with them just a little bit over here. As Jordi Van de Zee is still in 3rd place, still needing to make a mandatory pit stop. As we see Jordan Tolme makes a mistake, crucially putting him back down into 11th place on the hard tires at the moment. So those hard tires not favoriting him at the moment, so it's going to be a struggle for him, but he does get DRS on Quentin at the moment as Gideon sets the fastest lap at the moment. Bernard and Rain are getting DRS crucially here on the likes of Bailey, who's sitting in 2nd place. These guys are crucially fighting each other for points at the moment. They still need to make the mandatory pit stop onto the next compound, but they're doing so well just to hold it together on those mediums at the moment. But the fight is still between Kevin and Philippe for the final podium position at the end, but Gideon is getting away in the lead there crucially as these two battle it out, as Kevin now has pulled a crucial 6/10 gap now, but Philippe still has DRS on him. Anything can happen in this race. We'll only reach the halfway point at the moment, though, as we go back down the order just a little bit. V making his debut in the F1 car, not doing too well as he gets lapped by the likes of Gideon at the moment right now. Seems like there's still a battle here for the last points position as Quinton is flying away there, but Jordan Tolme is getting DRS on to Bernard at the moment, who's also on those hard tires right now. Flying down into this back straight, activating his DRS at the moment, but he's not close enough to Bernard, though. I'm not sure if he can get this move stuck here at the moment. Jordan flying away there, but this is inviting the likes of Quinton back into the action here. These two doing quite well through the Skyry chicanes here, coming up to Parabolica soon down the back straight here. Cars reaching up to 320 kilometers per hour down this back straight. Very impressive driving from these guys. They're going to go 3 wide into the corner here. Bernard shuts the door down on them. It seems like it's going to be a 3-way battle between the 3 of them coming up into the back straight here. The 2 drivers behind going to get DRS here. On to Bernard over here. Spectacular racing from the 3 of them at the moment here. They know each other from the other leagues, so they should be able to make. Bernard defends quite well here. Luckily, the reduced damage of the car is making sure that they keep the wings here, but they're still battling it out at the moment. Oh, as Bernard gets tapped there from Jordan at the moment, spitting out the Red Bull there, unfortunately. Sadly for Bernard, that takes him out of the points now, unfortunately. That probably will be investigated later by the stewards, though, depending on who submits it there. Going on to this fight, though, it seems like Quentin still has DRS on Jordan at the moment. Anthony, 2.7 seconds behind Philippe, but Philippe still struggling to get past the likes of... As we see someone, Jordi. Oh, Jordi going into the pits now. I wonder what happened to him there. He is going up into the pits as Anthony gets promoted up into 5th place now, as he's already made his pit stop. Spectacular driving from these guys over here right now. Abdella up into 6th place now, but still needs to make his crucial pit stop here. Going good with this fight between Kevin and Philippe still. These guys stealing the show as Mandich gets up into 7th place now. Spectacularly done there from him. Seems like there's a battle down the order between Rabbi, and oh, there's a little accident there from Bernard and Rabbi there. Also taking the chance. Alexander Kim down into 14th. I wonder what happened to him though, coming around the Parabanca. He was fighting for those points position there, but down the order there as we go on board with Gideon just to check up on him. He does seem like he's having a lonely race at the moment. Will anyone challenge him for that title with those last crucial laps of the season here as we get this beautiful bird's eye camera on Gideon there coming across the start finish line? Spectacular views from the leading driver and the driver's instruction as his brother comes out in front of him there. Let's go down the order here. Kevin Bailey going into the pit stop, probably making his mandatory pit stop. Philippe and the likes of Kevin still fighting there, but Ratchet's car getting in the way of the drivers there, but he gets out the way there. Still needing to make his pit stop probably on the soft tires, but Kevin is stealing the show, being the upsetter here as Jordan is fighting with Jordi at the moment in that Scarlet Ferrari versus the McLaren at the moment. Spectacular drive for these guys coming down the back straight, both having DRS at the moment, which is quite bizarre, so to speak. Probably someone dived down the pits there, but these guys are fighting nail in nail, trying to get up the points finish as much as possible though. As we see, Kevin gets a crucial 3-second time penalty for cutting corners. This puts Philippe back up into second place here, so I don't know how much that will help his title challenge there, but it seems like it will hurt there. The thing is, Mandich makes his pit stop now, coming back out into 12th, but crucially on those softer tires now, going against the likes of Philippe though. Joe doing an impressive race there in the Racing Point, stepping in for his fellow drivers who could not make it today. Flying around the Lismo section there, doing quite well in his first ever Synergy F1 League race. As Bailey gets a 3-second time penalty, which will hurt his time. So let's check out these time penalties at the moment for you guys here, just so we know what mostly the guys are doing. Jordan with the crucial 12-second penalty that will hurt his time. Rabbi Melko with 8 seconds time penalty there, probably for speeding in the pit lane, plus a corner cutting penalty there. But Bernard Radar also crucially on 6-second time penalty. 9 seconds for Bailey there. It seems like the top 4 relatively clean, but the only guy, Kevin Jota, with 3 seconds time penalty. So it seems like everyone has made their pit stops at the moment, so we will go back into the action here, so to speak. Though it seems like the closest battle at the moment is also between Jordi Van der Zee in the Ferrari and Jordan Tolmay, but Jordi seems like he is pulling away from Jordan at the moment. I'm not sure if Jordan has wing damage there at the moment though. But the fight between Philippe and Kevin is still hotting up as we see the likes of B there into the wall after coming through the Scary chicanes there. These guys are still fighting it toe-to-toe here in Monza. They're not letting anything go between the two of them there. Philippe just staying in that DRS zone between the two of them. So anything can go in this race. Philippe get the DRS now on. Kevin now goes on the outside of Kevin there, crucially giving him the inside line, getting past Kevin there, spectacularly done through that faster, but he's gonna have to get his traction right here, and he does get away from Kevin at the moment. So Philippe goes up into second place now. All he has to do is defend now as Bailey gets the fastest lap at the moment there, sitting in 5th place comfortably, but he's hunting down one of the leading drivers at the moment. Anthony Barber is sitting 3rd in the championship. And crucially, Bailey is on softer tires, but he does have 15 seconds to catch up. It seems like these top 4 have gotten away from the rest of the pack now, so they'll be in a fight of their own at the moment right now. Seems like the race is spread out. We'll keep an eye on everyone else. We'll go with Bailey at the moment, flying down into the Lesmo section here. Very beautifully done in the Alfa Romeo here. Cleanly done through that corner there. Back down into 5th. Up into this long back straight here. Very nicely done there from Bailey as we go on board with these two again, who are still battling it out for that 2nd place position. Kevin will get DRS on Philippe here. It just seems like this endless loop of slipstream train here, and they just get DRS after DRS with each other, and Kevin activates his DRS and will probably make the move stick before the next chicane. Philippe crucially low on ERS there, I do believe. Oh, as they go side by side into the chicane there. A little love tap from Kevin there, but gets the move done cleanly. And now up into second place again, but he does crucially have a 3-second time penalty, which will be added on to the last race there. As they're fighting it up into this technical chicane over here, breaking down into third gear, I do believe, and then they're just touching the sand just a little bit, trying to use as much of the track as possible there. But Kevin is getting away quite quickly there. He's already pulled a 7/10 gap to him. Will he be able to manage that gap before the second DRS down the main straight? Only time will tell right now, but he is on a scorcher of a lap right now. Let's go and board with him and see if he manages to break there. Crucially, there's a battle for 8th place at the moment between Quinton and Abdella. Abdella about 9/10 behind Quinton, but crucially, Abdella is on the softer compound of tires right now, so he'll easily make bait out of the drivers there, but Della activating his DRS there, flying down this back straight there. Car's reaching up to 330 kilometers per hour here at least though. Up to the Scary chicane here, doesn't get close enough to overtake him though, but he will get another chance there. He just needs to stay behind Prince here to make the move stick. 21 laps gone out of 27 here. Almost done with the last round of the Synergy F1 League there, but we're on board with these two fighting it out for 8th place at the moment. Della gets crucial DRS there and has a lot of ERS to his name. Flies down there, but he's also low on ERS there, but he manages to get the move done. Ooh, the little knock there from Quinton there, but luckily no wing damage from the both of them. A little argy-bargy there, a little frustration from the both of them there, but they get the move done, and Abdella is up into 8th place. It's crucial for his team. He just needs to hunt down Jordy now, who's on the harder tire, sitting in that Scarlet Ferrari there. Beautifully done by Jordy, getting up into the points position there after a bad qualifying. Anthony Barber hunting down Philippe on those medium tires now, trying to catch up to the both of them here. Kevin has almost crucially broken that DRS range there, but still struggling to get away from Philippe at the moment right now. 5 drivers have not finished the session at the moment then. As the drivers have now settled into the race, now everyone making their mandatory pit stop, but crucially Gideon Rayner with a 12-second gap to the next driver, who is Kevin Schotter, who is not in contention for the Drivers' Championship, but is clearly upsetting the standings at the moment. Gideon sitting in an impressive 12-second gap there, keeping it as clean as possible there. Oh, as his back steps are just a little bit there. I don't know if he's trying to push it there or just taking a casual drive there to maybe the bumps of the apex offsetting his car just a little bit there, but having such a relatively clean drive at the moment to go on board with him just to get a bird's eye, well, just a view of what he does in the car there. Up into 8th gear now, as you can see the car reaching at least 330 kilometers down this back straight there. Down into 2nd gear here, very nicely done on the gears there, just a nice short shift down as he backsteps just a little bit there, trying to get the power out, activating his ERS just to get as much traction out of that corner as much as possible. He is on about 30% battery there, as you can see from his dashboard there, down into this beautiful chicane before hitting the Lesmo section there. Beautifully done there from him, going into the Lesmo section there, down into 4th, and then a quick shift up into 5th. Jordy Benzi getting a 3-second time penalty. 4th gear there for Gideon, up into 5th again, down this back straight. You won't have DRS in the race, you will only have DRS if you're a second behind another car. He is up in the lead quite spectacularly at the moment, and doesn't seem like anyone's going to stop him at the moment, but a mistake from himself there, but doing quite well through the Scary chicanes there. Very beautifully executed with them. Now down this back straight underneath that Rolex bridge over there, up into the parabolic right here. Usually taken out into 4th or 5th gear there, but beautifully done there by Gideon. Just trying to keep the car on the track at the moment though, but doing quite spectacularly. Other than that was a lap with Gideon Rayner. There's still a battle between Philippe and Kevin at the moment, but Philippe crucially out of that DRS. So now it's hammer time for Kevin to try get even further from him. He does have a 3-second time penalty and he'll need to get out of that 3-second time. But crucially, Anthony Barbara is now entering the mix here in the McLaren now. He's got 4 laps to do it, so to speak, as they start the 24th lap at the moment right now. So this will be an interesting battle towards the end at the moment. Seems like the rest of the pack is quite spread out at the moment right now. On board with Anthony Barbara now, just catching my breath there just a little bit. It has been action-packed from the beginning, but as we can see, Philippe is closing the gap on Kevin again, looking to make his final attack for that last podium position, but he will have it as long as he keeps his nose clean. He'll be promoted up into 2nd place there, so anything can happen between the both of them there. Bailey, surprisingly, in 5th place there. Well, I wouldn't say surprisingly. He has had an unfortunate situation in league races, but has made his way up the pack into 5th place at the moment. Now, Jordan Tolmay in 6th place, but hindered by time penalties, so he's going to have to try break as much of a gap from Jordi Van der there, but we'll see how that goes at the moment. They'll run board with Bailey now, who's 12 seconds behind. Thinking that, but Philippe crucially getting DRS back at Kevin at the moment. Don't know if he's been saving up his ERS for another attack on the last final laps here. Anything can still happen here, but as you can see, the gap between Kevin and Gideon is slowly closing up again. I'm not sure if Gideon made a small mistake there or he's just running in lean mixture now. Well, we're crucially on board with Philippe at the moment, who's hunting down Kevin for that final podium position. These drivers want to get the moves done before the end of the race. They don't want to settle it out on penalties. So this will be crucial for the both of them here. Philippe does activate ERS there and DRS. They're trying to get back as close to him as possible, but this is inviting Anthony Barbara up into the mix right now. Coming down the back straight now as Anthony Barbara crucially getting into that DRS zone, so anything can happen between the two of them here. It's the second last lap. They're coming up into the final last lap at the moment here. As it speaks, Anthony will be up into 3rd place, getting that final points position now. But it seems like Philippe wants to get the move down out on track now. But V picking up a 3-second time penalty down in 15th position there. But the fight is hotting up between the 3 of these guys here. Go on board with Gideon now. It's on his second last lap, actually. Sorry, I made a mistake there, but clearly these guys still have 2 laps to battle it out. Anything can go from the driver. Philippe crucially in about 6/10 from Kevin there, but Kevin getting away from that chicane quite superbly up into the Lesmo area right now. Rabbi picking up a 3-second time penalty at the moment. Yellow flags in sector 2. Who might that be? It seems like the Ferrari of... Am I mistaken? That should be Rabbi Melko if I am correct there. I'm not too sure, but we're on board now with the front pack crucially as they're fighting for 2nd place at the moment. Philippe in 3rd, Anthony in 4th, but he's lost a 2nd somehow as Alexander Kim goes into the pit. I wonder what tires he's going in for. With the 3 of them here is Gideon Rayner crucially starting his final lap now with 10-second gap from the rest of the guys here. This is going to be a spectacular achievement for Gideon here, taking the Synergy F1 title here, easily making it stick. It's all to play for in the Drivers' Constructors. We just need to make sure that we know who takes it there afterwards, though. Obviously, probably Stewart's submission will be placed, though, but Gideon crucially in first place for the Drivers' Championship here, getting away quite easily here. So we're on board with him now, coming across the Sky chicanes here, coming down that second back straight as Kevin unfortunately picks up another 360 time penalty, which will put him out of the podium positions now. We're on board with Gideon now, coming around the last few quarters, and Gideon will be taking the Monza Grand Prix, but crucially the Drivers' Championship for the Synergy F1 League. Congratulations to Gideon, as now we see the philosophy drivers coming around the last few corner. Philippe coming home in second, Anthony Barbara in third place there. Spectacular driving from the two of them. We see Bailey coming around the last few corners at the moment in fifth place. Crucial point for the Alfa Romeo team. Jordan Tolmay in sixth place, making his way up in the leaderboard at the moment, though. Fortunately, starting at the back, there is a glitch in the game that hinders drivers, but Jordi Van der Zee should come up to sixth, and Abdella should also crucially come up in sixth place there. Oh wow! As drivers are slowly making their way down the order due to penalties there. Joe in 10th place, rounding up the last few corners at the moment right now. As we see Joe coming across the line now in 10th place right now, doing a spectacular pirouette there for the stream there. Mandich weaving around in the only and final Renault there. Spectacularly done from these drivers. Superb driving today. Congratulations to Gideon, who has taken the Drivers' Championship at the moment. So to speak, it might be close at the top there between obviously McLaren and the rest of the order there. As we go through the order here, Gideon winning the Grand Prix quite superbly here. Philippe in second, Anthony in third, Kevin in fourth, Bailey in fifth, Abdullah sixth, Quinton in seventh, eighth Jordi Van der Zee, ninth Jordan Tolmay, 10th is Joe Atara, 11th Mandich, 12th Bernard, a few DNFs down the order there. Alexander Kerm unfortunately back down the order in 15th after having superb start to the session, but hindered by problems throughout there. We'll probably get his insight later there, but there you have it. Gideon Reyna taking the Drivers' Championship superbly in the final last race for Synergy F1 there. So spectacular for the driver there as we wait for the timer to run down there. I'll get some interviews going.
Hello.
Hello there, you here to help me?
Yeah, I'll help you with some interviews, mate.
Okay, cool. I'll just want Gideon, Philippe, and Anthony in that order as well.
Gideon, Philippe, and Anthony. Okay. I can bring Philippe in now.
Let's get Gideon in first so we can congratulate him.
Or let me on the win, eh? On the win. At Gideon. Mate, I'll take a P5, mate. I was zooming.
Well done to you there.
Fucking hell, mate. I need to speak to you about some drivers, obviously off stream, when you can.
Yeah, but let's get Gideon in as we're still on stream at the moment right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Me and Jordy were having a great battle, and then he just kind of.
Should we just drag him in? It seems like he's alone now.
I got Gideon.
Oh,
Yellow Gideon.
Gideon, congratulations on winning the Sinji F1 League. Clearly, there probably won't be any Stewart's requests against you. How are you feeling after that race? It seemed like a very easy one for you.
Yeah, it was a fun race. Just cruising out till the end.
Yeah, definitely. Were you worried about Jordan told me there in qualifying? I do believe there's a glitch in the lobbies if you do join late in the race. Unfortunately, it disqualifies you from the session.
Yeah, he starts from the back.
So
I was looking forward to having a battle with him, but yeah, I had a really bad qualifying for some reason. But then, yeah, luckily I got my pace back in the race.
definitely.
That was good.
So tell us though, how did it go? It seemed like it was just such an easy race for you out there. Were you hoping for battles with Philippe there, or was that battle between Kevin and Philippe there just slowing themselves down and to fight, to bring the fight towards you?
I think Kim also helped me a bit there with the battle for second place. I think the top, like the second, third, and fourth were also close to each other, like within a second. So the battle definitely helped me to just get a gap. So that, yeah, I think that's what helped me at the end.
Yeah, and your brother not doing too well in this race there. Talk us through that. What happened to him though?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
But obviously, by the looks of it, Red Bull are still in contention though. We're just going to have to do the points later on in the day to see who takes it in the constructors. But congratulations on your race win. Was there any troubles out there for you?
Yeah, at the end, I think at lap, like, there was 4 laps left, and I saw my rear left was like 62%. So I was like, oh, I can't risk this, retire at the end of the race. So I was just like cruising in lean, trying to make the finish line.
Yeah, I was definitely not trying to give you any commentator's curse there. I was on board with you for a moment there, and you did have a little bit of a moment in the Sky chicane there. I was just like, well, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut there for the sakes of you. But coming up to the end of the season, looking back at the season, is there anything you would have changed? Like, how do you feel about the whole season?
Yeah, I think it was a really fun season. Yeah, I missed a couple of races, but at the end, yeah, it was still like super fun. And yeah, looking forward to next season.
Yeah, was that a tactic from you just to close up the gap, or
Making it interesting, man. Making it interesting.
Yeah, but we'll definitely let you be there, Gideon. Congratulations on your win, and any last words for the viewers there?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to battling next season. We'll see with who, and let's see with which team I'm next season.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Gideon, for your superb first season with Synergy, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you in the second season as well.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Cool.
Great work, guys.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Who shall we bring in next? Shall we bring in Philippe, I guess?
Yeah. Yellow Philippe.
Philippe, man. Unfortunately, the Drivers' Championship ran away from you today as you were battling with Kevin. And it seems like anything go in this constructors at the moment, as your teammate Abdella did well to get back up the order. So we'll just have to do the calculations later on and see how the constructors goes. But tell us, during that race, how was that battle? It was intense between at least 3 drivers the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. It was very intense with initially driver DMB and you do this to me. I had some severe tire degradation on my rear. So I was quite stressed, in the middle of the race there, if I still could hold on to that P2. I knew like the P1 was too far away, so yeah, I expected my championship to be P2 in there, but overall, yeah, I still managed to get into P2 just with like Kevin having 6 seconds of time penalty, so I was lucky there.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, but still P2 in the championship. I mean, you still have second season, which will probably start in 3 weeks' time for us. Will you be bringing the fight to Gideon the next season then?
Yeah, let's see. But I think he's so fast, and I think I was so close to him in the standings just because I think he missed out in some race, and I think in Canada he started quite far behind in the pack. So yeah, I was quite lucky some races, and obviously having a strong second part of the season for my side, yeah, but I think overall he deserved this P1 in the championship. So I'm not so sad, Obviously, he was so much faster.
But I do believe in your abilities, as we do drive side by side in some of the other leagues, shall I say. So I do believe you might have a chance next season. I do believe there's some chances for you.
Yeah, but exactly. I'm gonna give it my 100%, but in the end, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, I'm gonna go 100% into every race.
Definitely. Looking back into the season, what would you've changed? What were your highlights? Let us know.
Overall, I think my highlights are probably I remember the Bahrain race. Those last laps was so intense. I haven't felt that stress in this game for a very long time. And I also lost my P1 there, so I was quite angry after that race. I think the highlight overall was probably my P1 in Kota. Obviously, my friend watching the stream and holding on to that P1
Definitely
was very fun.
Yeah, exactly. And congratulations on your P2 in the Drivers' Championship. We look forward to having you back in Season 2 if you do join us again. And last few words for the viewers out there.
And it was a fun race, and I think Ruben is watching as well. Third consecutive time watching this stream. So very fun to be P2, and also good for us, me and Abdullah in the Constructor Championship. I think we finished P3. I'm not really sure, but we did a good job together.
Yeah, definitely. We will look through that for you guys as soon as possible once the reports have come in and we can announce it. But congratulations on your P2 for the race, and we'll let you be for the rest of the afternoon, as we do believe we have a Monaco race later as well.
Yes, man.
Perfect. Cheers, Philippe.
Okay, see you, man.
So Anthony up next then. Anthony Barbara, congratulations on P3 in the race, and I do believe P3 in the championship as well for you. How are you feeling after that? Anthony? And he's back, guys, he's back. Did you hear my question there, Anthony?
Not really. Just a question.
No, just ask. Obviously, P3 in the race there, and P3 crucially in the championship. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, overall it was a disaster of a race for me. I spun in the corner, and I lost a lot of time. Could not get back into DRS, which is crucial around this track. So. Yeah, but happy with P3 anyway.
Yeah, definitely. We saw you didn't have a very strong qualifying. I think you were in P7 down the order there, but you managed to claw your way back up the order. How did you manage to do that? Did you just have the better tire strategy in the sense where your tires just were more well managed?
I was planning to go longer on the softs, but since I ruined down with that spin, I had to come early, and then I took it a bit easy on the mediums for the first couple of laps, and then managed to get the time back. But all in all, it was a disaster anyway.
But it seems like you were catching up to the front pack there, but you lost about a second in one of the corners. What happened there?
I think it was on the last lap. Yeah, tires gave up, and I had a massive understeer, so that's it. nothing much to add on that.
Yeah, looking back into the season, what would have you changed to get back up there? Are you looking forward to season 2?
Yep, I am. What would I change? Yeah, maybe at some tracks I shouldn't have chose the alternative strategy. Maybe at some tracks, which. Yeah, I think some tracks is beneficial, some tracks is not. Yeah. But I was like trying different things, and
yeah, definitely. And obviously McLaren still has a chance in the Constructors' Championship. How are you feeling about that? We still need to go through a few reports and stuff like that before we announce who the winner is in the constructors there. Any last words? I mean, are you feeling confident for that? Maybe I see your teammate Jordan did well to also get into the points there for the team after he glitched out just a little bit there.
Yeah, I will let the reports take place, and then we'll see. I'm not really too focused on that. But if we get at least P2 or P1,
Yeah,
P2, I think.
Yeah, Haas were quite far back initially, but they did quite well in the race there, so it could be close. But maybe there's a chance you might take P1, as Bernard didn't do quite well in the race.
We'll see.
Yeah, but anyway, any last words
I
for
will
the
wait
stream?
I will wait for the reports to take place, and then we'll see afterwards.
Perfect. But we'll let you be, Anthony, because it's a beautiful day out there. And congratulations on your P3 and your P3 and the constructor and the drivers there. It's a fantastic day. Any last words for the viewers?
That's it, I think.
Oh, perfect. We'll let you be then. And that rounds up the final round of Synergy. Bailey, looking back at the season, tell us, what were your moments in the season?
Probably that last race, man. I didn't really have anything too spectacular. I always finished like 8th, 9th, maybe 7th if I felt good. But yeah, it was that was probably one of my best races in Synergy. It was a lot of fun to drive. Fighting Geordie was probably one of my favorite bits.
And looking into the next season, what would you change?
Don't spin as much.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, thank you from my side for always helping me out, and also to Alex as well, who you guys are my helper hands, shall we say. I don't know if that's a nice word to put it, but thank you guys for all your hard work, especially for this last season. Well, not last season, but for the first season.
Yeah,
Perfect. Well, anyways, guys, we round up the stream now. Thank you so much for supporting us. Next season we'll be moving over to Twitch. There's more of a following there. I hope you like the new slides we put in for the next season. We'll try work on a little bit more into the drivers and stuff like that. We might be looking into 2 tiers for Formula 1 and having a fun F2 races, as not many people do enjoy the F2, but a lot of new changes coming up into the second season there. We like to congratulate all the drivers who joined us as well. They've been fantastic the whole season. Such a privilege to run this league with such fast drivers in the league. Congratulations to Gideon, who's won the drivers championship there in the Red Bull car. We'll just have to add the numbers up for the constructors championship there, but it was a close one between Ferrari and Red Bull, but Ferrari not doing too well in this race. But thank you so much for your support and your loyalty. We'll see you again for the next season, which I do believe will start in 3 weeks time, but we do have an F2 race tomorrow. Please join us for that. It'll be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central European Summer Time. So there's still one more action to go before we close off the season and we have a 3-week break. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a good afternoon.